Hello and welcome to Eriu Tarot Readings. I'm Eriu and I'm here to give you your October tarot reading. So as always, if your sun sign video doesn't give you a lot of clarity, don't worry about it. Check out your moon and rising sign videos. I do it all the time as well, watching other tarot readers, and it really does help me at times. So do that. And also to let you know about this particular reading, this is called the What Am I Doing With My Life reading. Pretty self-explanatory, folks. Let's try and get a bit of guidance. Let's try and figure it out, at least for the month of October. And if you'd like a reading with me, you can certainly have one. My details are below. Just get in contact. Now that that's out of the way, let's see how your month is gonna go. Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your October tarot reading, lovingly titled What Am I Doing With My Life? I thought this would be a fitting read for most people, for all signs really, considering where we are currently in the world. So why not see what we can do to make things better, figure it out now, and try and take some really good steps forward. So as you'll see in front of you, we have 6 cards laid out. We're going to go with the very first position there, which is the very center card. Now the second position card is gently overlapping that slightly, so my apologies that you can't see it, but I will discuss it in depth anyway. So heart of the matter here is you. First position, you now, and you have the 2 of Wands. So if I recall correctly, Scorpio, last month wasn't the best time for you. From what I can remember, September was a bit of a struggle for many Scorpios, and it had great emotional impact on you as well. So I'm glad to see you starting off this particular reading in the month of October, realigning yourself essentially. Now that we have the 2 here, 2 meaning balance and equilibrium, I like seeing that you're coming into it with a better frame of mind than maybe the previous month. When we talk about wand energy, we know that it's Leo, Aries and Sagittarius. It's very fiery, compassionate, takes a lot of responsibility, takes a lot of leadership, creativity, and really more importantly, spirituality. With this particular deck, what we're looking at here is that you might be searching for a deeper meaning for a future, or even contemplating taking on a new journey. And I really want to have a look at the second card, because I think this goes hand in hand with your emotions as well. You've really decided that you need to take a few steps forward into a way of living that you really, really want. And that's kind of key, I guess, for many people would say that that's happiness, living the life that you want. But you're being more proactive about it now, and your heart is in it. Your heart's on the line. I don't think, Scorpio, in some ways your heart is ever not on the line, but I do see you channeling that into more of a, as I said, proactive disposition. So I see you willingly moving forward, coming out of the woods and moving forward to try and create that life that you want. You're looking at it from a very, even though I say this is normally part of the earth sign characteristics, you are looking at it from a practical point of view, but that's not where it comes from initially. It's coming from your heart, and you're starting to realize a little bit more that you need to love what you do more, because that has a greater impact for you. With that in mind, what we're going to see for you now in October is the possibility of things opening up for you. So it could be that projects are opening up for you, ideas, new work relationships, or even your feelings are starting to open up to you a little bit more. And you will have a certain amount of satisfaction with this month and where you are. I don't think that was in the previous month. I remember the previous month feeling was very low and there was a lot of sadness. So I like to see that you're really moving out of that. So overlapping the very first position card, we have the second one there, and that represents what you are afraid of. So we have the 8 of Cups here, traditionally emotionally walking away for something that doesn't serve you a purpose anymore, but it's very hard to do so because, as I said, your heart is in it and your emotions are in it. What you're afraid of with regards to this card, and what it's letting us know, is that there's an element of needing to emotionally let go of someone or something, or it could be a group of people, or it could be a group thing, but it needs to be released by you, and you have the capabilities to do that. You will do that. I see you doing that. Not to say that there isn't a certain amount of reluctance that comes with that, or an emotional sadness. There's a sadness that comes to things when we know things need to be let go, a chapter ends and we need to move on to something forward. But satisfaction, I guess, or comfort in knowing that we need to let go of those people and those things because the next chapter, we can't bring them with us. This is also about you needing to seek a higher purpose and, as I said, like to move on. Again, relationships, this could be projects, people, but it's very important that you visualize the future walking forward, and that combined with the Two of Wands cards, what we really see you doing that. So if you have contemplated visualizing or manifestation or reading how to do that or creating a vision board, this is saying that this month, October, for you, you should really get into that. You should really allocate time to sit down and create this vision board so that every day you see it and it's always in your in front of you, and that you can't forget it and you can't sidestep it, and it's a lovely reminder where you will be in the future. This card also represents that you may need a break. You need to recharge, you need a holiday, you need to emotionally recharge. You have been quite drained of your emotional reserves over the last while, and this is saying you need to actually dive into that and give yourself time to rejuvenate. But when we talk about this particular card, there's a lot of good things that come out of it. The fear, when we speak of this card in this position, I think it's really knowing that you need to let go, knowing that you will and that it's good for you, but there's still a fear of having to do that. It's like jumping off the cliff. You're on the edge of the cliff. You know that you're going to make it. You'll be fine. You're probably better off actually once you jump off. But when you have to do it, when you take that first step, that leap, that's really the struggle. But I want to reassure you that you're in a very good spot, Scorpio. So do take that leap, do take that deep breath and go for it, because what's for you at the other end is what you need right now. So the third card that we have for you, this is just to the left underneath the white flower on the left hand side. This third position is the past influence and how it's been beneficial to you, what you've benefited from the past. And we have the Princess of Wands here. So we have a much lighter, more enjoyable, enthusiastic energy, which I'm happy to see you in. This is your opposing element of fire, but water and fire come together and they create steam, which is really nice. So I see your past influence has actually had influence on where you are currently when we look at the Princess of Wands with the Two of Wands there as well. But the Princess of Wands, Leo, Aries and Sagittarius vibe, just really good energy, powerful energy, extremely dynamic, really charismatic, extremely playful as well. We have someone who is very outgoing. So if this is what you've learned to be from the past, Scorpio, I can see that as a great method for you to move forward. But also if it's somebody who's helped you, I see that you kind of hold them in high regard, because this person feels like just because you're different elements, you can always have characteristics similar to the other elements that you're not traditionally in compatibility with. But with this one, I see this as someone who is very different to you in some ways. Having said that, never met a Scorpio that I didn't like, and never met a Scorpio that was not dynamic in your own way. Even the quieter ones, I'm like, I see that particular fire in the belly with Scorpios, but this person seems way out there. So I'm starting to think it's somebody else that has given you this influence to move forward. We have someone, as I said, very outgoing, very dynamic, someone who's inspiring. And I see this as somebody who just kind of goes and does things, and not that they don't question it, but they just go for it and they figure it out at the end, because that level of confidence, knowing that you can carry yourself and you'll carry yourself well wherever you go and whatever you do, is really, I'm even feeling now, it's really quite inspiring. So the level of communication of this person seems to be a little bit blunt or like honest, and maybe this person asks questions that you're like, wow, I would never ask that question. Why are they asking that question right now? I can't believe they're asking that question. But then at the same time, you're like, I'm really happy about it, because I want to know, I want that answer. But this person has again, I'm losing this word constantly, but a really dynamic, fiery energy that has said, I won't let anything stop me, and I won't obstacles would be there. I'm just going to bash through them. I'm just going to run past them. I don't care. And so this level of, I feel it as a friendship, but for some of you, there seems to be a bit more of a romantic aspect with this person that, because I'm even looking at this card now and I see this princess as like, look at her, she does all obviously have that regal aspect to her, and there's an element of royalty to her, and she's very youthful, not to say that she's immature as such, but she's got a youthful vibe. And the way this is framed, her hair is blowing in the wind, she's got her dress on, she's got her wand in her hand, like she's very strong in herself. So this could also be, for some of you, if it's not romantic, it could be a fiery woman in your life that has inspired you to be more like this. So this is what's been beneficial in your past, your relationship with this person, be it romantic or platonic, it doesn't matter, but the fact that they've been able to give you the elements of themselves and to kind of teach you that with indirectly without even knowing it is really great. So I'm glad to see that you've taken a lot of what they have and are using that to push you into the month of October. So the fourth card that we have for you, this is the bottom card at the very end of the reading. You'll see it there. It's the 10 of Cups. So this particular placement is your past influence that's been of negative effect on you. 10 of Cups is actually a beautiful card, and it's a card you always want to get in a reading, because we do have your lovely watery element of Scorpio. You've got your brother, sister, Pisces and Cancer along with you, and it's about having a happy home and being quite integrated into the home, that we have these really strong emotional ties and bonds to the people that we associate as our family. To have it in a negative aspect, I would say that maybe for you, the bonds, these family bonds are just a little bit too tight for you and maybe a little bit too restrictive, so that I feel your ability to move freely, or even at times to think freely, is questioned. I don't think there's any malice though. I think it's just that family energy, like you have your position in the family. For instance, if you live with your folks, or if you live with your guardians or your grandparents, and you're leaving to go get a coffee, get a sandwich, something, and they ask you where you're going, when will you be back, it's all these little things where you're going, geez, I just need to go and get what I need to get, and I need to come back. Scorpios don't like to be questioned in that way. You're independent, you're going to go do what you want, you're not going to hurt anyone while doing it, but you don't want to be left alone to do it as well. So for you, I would say, Scorpio, do be aware that for this month, those bonds and the requirements of being part of a certain family dynamic will be a bit straining for you. So if you can free yourself up, I would say go outside more, do more things on your own or with friends, and just break up that family. Don't break up the family connection, but loosen the reins a bit. As I see that to be something that you will require throughout the month of October. In the fifth position, which is crowning the entire reading, it's the very top card between the two lovely fuchsia pink flowers. We have from what I can see, your only major arcana, not a bad one though, it's the moon. And in this particular placement, we're looking at what you promise yourself for October. So you and Pisces, for me, govern this card. And when we have the moon, we have something that doesn't reveal everything immediately, that holds a certain amount of secrecy and mysticism. And we always kind of link this card to the High Priestess card, because there are characteristics that they both hold. And for me, they're quite interlinked. This is about you wanting to be, I guess, cliche to say for a Scorpio, right? But wanting to be a little bit more private and have your privacy over this month. Because when we look at the 10 of Cups card and that family dynamic that you're currently in, and just to say, actually, 10 of Cups can also be your work placement, or people that you work with that you feel like you're being pulled left, right and center. That can also mean it too, but it's important for you to be alone, to get yourself together, because I feel like November and December for you are going to be different months, different from what you've experiencing for this year in general. I think you're going to be a lot more progressive and you'll get further to where you need to be, but you need to have that alone time to figure that out and create that path for yourself. Some people might see this as being very withdrawn, kind of withheld, too secretive, or maybe even deceitful for their liking, but then again, if you don't hold them close to your heart, it's kind of none of their business, I think, really, isn't it? Is that fair to say, Scorpio? It's none of their business? Yeah, I think you'll agree with me on that. But just a nice reminder for you to maintain your independence how you can, when you can, for the month of October. Now, the sixth card, the final card we have, is to the very right-hand side, underneath the white flower on the right. And this is the result. What will the result of all of this be for you for the month of October? And the card is the Six of Cups. So, lovely card to end on for you, Scorpio. I must say, it's not too over dramatic, it's not too intense, it's exactly what you need, which is a leveling out for the month. Six of Cups, when we talk about the number six, the number six can denote being the protector. And with this particular card, we talk about still a certain amount of family ties, particularly to the mother. So for some of you, you may feel that when we talked about the Ten of Cups earlier, it was more associated with the relationship that you have with your mother, or guardian. I want to always use that word as well, because that's important too. Possibly a female figure, but it doesn't have to be. And I see that the strain that may be there at times for the month of October, while you're trying to foresee where you want to be in the future, this will really level out for you. You do have a certain amount of duty to protect. I want to say the ones you love, but I'm hearing the one you love. This number six as well, it's to be of service in some ways, and it's very important that your nurturing side be revealed and shown. But I only think that this can really come out for you when you have that private time for yourself, when you're considering where you want to be and where you want to go and how you're going to do it. Six is also there to remind you that others do not decide your future for you, that this is up to you. And I like this as a final card for you, because I see this tying everything together. The coming out of your shell is a bit more apparent this month. You're going to feel it this month, Scorpio, and you're going to feel stronger again because of it. With this particular card in this deck, the Druid Tarot deck, we see this person looking out over at the children they're playing, and so there is, as I said, an element of contentment within the family home, or if it's the workplace, there's a sense of contentment of the people that you're with and how you're going to move forward with them. I see you standing quite strong. Well, I should say sitting quite strong with this final card, and that you'll be able to, once you do these things, you'll be able to properly sit and smell the roses and enjoy it, because you have not been able to. And I feel that, and I know that, and I can see that. And I'm telling you, this relief you will feel in October is very, very strong. It could also have something to do with your birthday. Possibly. Who knows? But we'll get to that next month. All right, Scorpio, this has been your reading for October. I hope you liked it. If you dig what I do, please like, subscribe, but more importantly, leave a comment, because I want to hear how you're getting on. If you'd like a private reading with me, you can certainly have one. My email address is below. Until next month, Scorpio. Actually, hold on to what I should really say is happy birthday to all the October Scorpios. Shout out to all of you. Have a great month, and I'll see you in November. Dear God, really November? Oh my goodness. Take care. Lots of love. Bye-bye.